You know what happens when complex industry needs crash headfirst into endless technical possibilities? Absolute chaos. Well, usually. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to completely demystify the two very different worlds of business analysis. And, more importantly, we'll see exactly how a great analyst builds the ultimate bridge to connect them.
Okay, real quick, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the business analysis bridge, then define business versus solution domains, walk through the 8 core activities, see it all in action with a healthcare example, and wrap up with exactly why mastering this domain knowledge is an absolute must. All right, Section 1, the business analysis bridge. We're starting right at the heart of the fundamental tension in modern business. Think about it like this. Industries and technology, they essentially speak completely different languages. Seriously, it's like they're from different planets. And without a translator, companies waste millions of dollars on tech that literally doesn't solve the right problems. That's where the business analyst comes in. They're that vital bridge, actively connecting specific organizational functions, marketing, HR, sales, with the exact technical platforms needed to make things actually work.
Let's slide into Section 2, business versus solution domains, and see how these two distinct worlds actually stack up against each other.
The dichotomy here is actually pretty clear-cut. On one side, we have the specific industry landscape, right? That's your business domain, broad contexts like finance, healthcare, retail, or manufacturing. But then, on the exact opposite side, we have the solution domains. This is the technical toolkit used to actually solve the industry's problems, like ERP systems, CRM software, data analytics, e-commerce platforms, the whole shebang.
So, to put it simply, the business domain is the where and the who of an industry. It comes with all its specific goals, quirks, and, regulatory headaches. If you're working in, say, the public sector, or education, or the automotive industry, understanding your business domain means you deeply get the unique processes that make that specific industry tick.
On the flip side, the solution domain is the how and the what. We're talking about the actual software, the analytics, the physical systems we're going to implement. This is strictly technical knowledge. It's all about designing, building, and evaluating the exact tools that'll ultimately get the job done.
Okay, now that we've got our two worlds defined, let's jump into Section 3, the 8 core activities.
Don't just think of these 8 activities as some boring checklist. They're basically the architectural blueprint for constructing our bridge. We're talking about everything from stakeholder engagement and strategy analysis, straight through to requirements, process management, data analysis, systems analysis, and finally, evaluation and deployment. Let's look at how wildly different these actually feel, depending on which side of the bridge you're standing on.
Take a single activity like strategy analysis. It's fascinating because it completely shapeshifts. On the business side, you're looking outward, analyzing market trends and industry goals. But turn around and face the solution side. Your focus shifts entirely to aligning IT capabilities to make sure the tech can actually support those big picture business goals.
It's the exact same story with gathering requirements. On the business side, it's a very human process. You're listening to people, figuring out their daily pain points and what they genuinely want. But on the solution side, you have to translate all those human desires into rigorous, hardcore technical specs. You are literally taking what people want and mapping it to what the technology physically needs to function.
And when we look at business process management, it becomes super clear that just knowing a process isn't enough anymore. Sure, on the business side, you learn the human workflow, but on the solution side, you have to use specific technical tools, like BPN, or Business Process Modeling and Notation, to mathematically map and optimize it.
At the end of the day, when you're evaluating a solution, you're essentially verifying two completely different things at once. You're asking, did this meet our strategic business goals, while simultaneously asking, what is our technical return on investment? Is the tech performing as promised?
To really cement this in reality, let's move into Section 4, Domains in Action, focusing on healthcare.
All right, put yourself in the shoes of an analyst for a second. Imagine you're trying to implement a brand new data analytics platform to track patient readmission rates at a huge hospital. Your business domain? Healthcare, meaning you're heavily focused on patient outcomes and super strict compliance. Your solution domain? Data analytics and business intelligence. When we map out our activities for this scenario, the dual mindset you need is just so obvious. Take engagement. You're talking to doctors and compliance officers to understand patient needs on the business side, but then you're immediately spinning around to talk to your IT staff on the solution side. Or requirements. You're constantly juggling patient privacy laws in one hand and precise platform data capture specs in the other.
As you sequence the rollout, you're constantly bouncing back and forth. Step 1, you align healthcare trends with your data strategy. Step 2, you optimize how patients are actually reported. Then, bounce back. Step 3, check the existing IT infrastructure to see if it can handle it. Finally, Step 4, safely roll out the analytics system so it perfectly integrates with the hospital's existing network.
Which brings us perfectly to our final section, why domain knowledge matters.
Listen, if you don't deeply understand both of these domains, you're asking for trouble. We're talking miscommunication, totally misguided decisions, and, in highly regulated industries like healthcare, potentially massive compliance penalties. Having this dual knowledge means you actually speak the right terminology. It drastically improves your ability to find the real root cause of a problem, lets you build perfectly tailored solutions, and keeps the whole organization strictly compliant.
And honestly, every single one of these benefits carries the exact same weight. You really can't sacrifice communication just to improve problem solving, or ditch regulatory compliance to make faster decisions. It's a perfectly balanced wheel, and you need all of those pieces to keep your project rolling smoothly forward. So that leaves us with a pretty fascinating final thought. As our technical solutions, especially things like AI, become smarter and vastly more integrated, how is the role of this ultimate bridge builder going to change? Will the line between the business domain and the solution domain eventually just disappear entirely? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for exploring this with us today.